Okay, so here are the directions on how you're going to create your online multi-view. All right, so you'll notice that you have two rulers, a vertical ruler and a horizontal ruler. Use them as guides. When we draw our multi-views using paper and pencil, we're going to create construction lines. But doing this online, you can use the rulers. So you'll notice that I've taken the vertical ruler and I've moved it about 3 squares in, and I've taken my horizontal ruler and I've moved it to the right and I've put it about 2 squares up. Now, my goal is to make sure when I create my objects that I create my front view high and to the left. Lined up with my top view is my front view low and to the left. And lined up with the bottom of my front view is my right view low and to the right. Okay, when I'm looking at this figure, I'm looking at the different faces. So this is a three-dimensional picture, and we're going to put each of the two-dimensional orthographic views in the appropriate places. Multi-views are always set up this way. ISO in the upper right, top view next to it, front view below it, and right view to the right of the front view. You'll notice that when you're looking at an object, the width is shown in the front and the top views. So my width of my figures should be the same between the front and the top views. And if I use the ruler test, it should line up on the right and it should line up on the left. My front view and my right view both show height. So the height should be the same in my front view and my right view. And using the ruler to do the ruler test, I can see in this example that they are lined up. Okay, so we're going to jump. In class, we worked on the practice multi-view. We're going to jump to 9A. Okay, and I'm going to move my ruler about 3 in this way and about 2 up and to the right this way. Okay, I know that my front view is going to go here. My, excuse me, my top view is going to go high and to the left. My front view is going to go low and to the left. And my right view is going to go low and to the right. The reason we're doing this is because the next step of a multi-view is to include measurements or dimensions. And we always want to put our dimensions between the views. Okay, so let's take a look at this quick video that's showing a rendition of 9A. Okay, so 9A looks like that in its isometric view. Okay, looking at it from the front view, it looks like 3 squares. Okay, so 3 separate squares. These two are near the front, this is near the back, and we can tell that in the isometric. But in the front view, we're going to squash everything to 2 dimensions and we're going to see 1, 2, 3 squares. So to go to the top view, always go to the front view and then rotate it, and then go back to the front view and go to the right view. Okay, so keeping that in mind, let's go back to our file. Okay, so we're going to create the front view first. Just like we saw in the video, this three-dimensional object, this is the front view. The front view is the dark shaded area. Okay, and I see 1 square, I see part of this square, and I see this square. If I built this figure with my linking cubes and I held it in a front view, I would see 3 squares next to each other. So I'm going to create my front view first. Okay, we're going to create our front views. Whoops. We're going to create our front views by choosing the square or rectangle tool. And each cube is going to be 3 units on my graph paper. So I'm going to create a 3 by 3 square to indicate this portion. Okay, I'm going to color it in maybe a little bit darker gray, but not super dark because I want to be able to see the outline around it. Okay, I can draw another rectangle or square to show this square and this square, or I can take it and do a Control C, Control V. Okay, I'm going to move this here. This represents this square that I can see when I'm looking at it flat on, front on. Okay, I'm going to paste again, and I'm going to move this here. Okay, and this is my front view. Okay, if I look at my object dead on from the front, I just see three squares. Okay, let's move up to the top view. Okay, so the top view looks kind of like an upside down U or a sideways C. Okay, I'm going to look at it from the front view, fly in the sky, and look down. Okay, so let's create that. And when I create that, I notice that this is the width of three cubes in the back. So let's go near the top, lining it up with our front view. We're going to go 1 cube, 3, 6, 9. Okay, and I'm going to try to get it as close as I can. It does not need to be perfect. Okay, since the top view is white, we can fill that in with white. Okay, I also see these two sections here. They look like squares to me. So let's come back, and you know what? Let's grab this square and copy and paste it. I'm going to move it right here, lining it up. If it's not perfect, that's okay. And I'm going to give it a white color fill. Okay, I'm going to copy and paste this because I need to get this part. When I look down at this figure, I see that this is one top face. However, my orthographic view shows 1, 2, 3 top faces. So I need to do something to this. And what I need to do is I need to choose each of these shapes and I need to get rid of the border. Okay, so to get rid of the border, I'm going to go to the tool next to the fill color and I'm going to choose a transparent border. Okay, I'm going to do the same thing to this border, transparent. Okay, border, transparent. And it's a little hard to see because it's white. So the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to add my own outline by creating lines using the line tool. I'm going to indicate where my line will start. And then Google thinks it knows everything. So it's going to give me an endpoint. And I'm going to say, no, Google, you're not quite right this time. Okay. I can continue creating my lines and fixing them. And I'm going to create a border around this entire object. Okay, I already have this line. Let's copy and paste it because I could put that line right there. Let's copy and paste this one and I can put that there. Okay, you know what? Let's paste again. I'm just going to put this line here and then make it longer. Okay, and one more horizontal line. So if I copy paste, I can put that here. Okay, I'm going to need just two more lines to give me the outline of my shape. And that's this line right here. Copy, paste. And now let's take a look at my isometric, which shows one top face. And let's look at my top face. Okay, so my top face shows one face because there's no lines. Okay, just my outside lines. Using the ruler, I see that my left edges of my front and my top line up, and using the ruler, moving it over here, I see that the right edges line up. So I know I'm in good shape. Okay, your job is to complete the right view. If you have not yet finished the practice, you're going to complete the practice. You're also going to work on 9B. And these are the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 slides you're going to be graded on. Should you complete slides 7 and 8, you will receive extra credit. So good luck. after you watch this video. If you have questions, you can come see me during Flex next week, but make sure you come with specific questions.